Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, January 15th, 2026. And my name is, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So, good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here. Whether it's your first time or you're coming back, thank you very much. So, good morning today. Fix my little space heater down here. It's cold in Texas right now. Good morning to Julie, first one here over on YouTube. Good morning, Julie. And then Tina, second one here. Good morning to you as well, Tina. Katie, good morning. I had ordered a stamp can, but also want the add-on classes. No problem, Katie. Let me make a note and we'll figure out how to fix that. Add to camp. If you don't hear from me, just email me, but I wrote a note. Who is this? Terry, good morning. Good to see you, Terry. 2 weeks in a row. Yay. Tina, good morning, everyone from Maryland. Yes. Angelique, good morning to you. Love all this, the heart, heart eye smile emojis, Tina. MJ, good morning. Happy Thursday. Counting down to next weekend. I know we leave for our crafting cruise, or well, we leave on the following Sunday, not this Sunday, but next, but Saturday, most of it. Very exciting. Cindy, good morning to you. Thanks for sharing. And Stella, good morning. Good to see everyone here this morning. As y'all come on, please do say hi, make a comment. That does help me. So thank you very much. And of course, you can say hi to each other and all the stuff. Rosemary, good morning. As you come on, or I'm sorry, even if you're watching replay, please say hi. It does help. And then you can also click like, a heart, a thumbs up, a follow, a subscribe. Any of those things is very good for me. So thank you very much. Of course, when you share the video with your friends or on your timeline or anything like that, that's helpful. So thank you to those who share and have shared already. Let's see. Emily, good morning. Rhonda, good morning. Margaret, good morning in North Carolina. Sherry, good morning. By the way, it is 37 degrees in Midlothian, Texas right now. And it was crazy windy yesterday. I don't think it's as windy today, but it feels pretty cold outside. Although it is getting up to 60 today, so not too bad. Sherry, thanks for sharing. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Margaret in North Carolina. Okay, so like I said, as you come on, say hi. As a reminder, my name is Jennifer Cotton, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. This is my full-time business, so for me, that means I offer tons of events people can take advantage of all over the U.S., some in-person events here in Texas, weekly free videos, crafting cruises, retreats, and more. As a reminder, I will add timestamps to this video later today down on YouTube, only down in the comments, or what is it, the video description in YouTube. There will be timestamps added, and that will allow you to skip around to the part of the video you like. So straight to the stamping, straight to whatever on replay later after I add those manually. And then I'll add a link tomorrow right up here in this corner, which will take you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com. And that's where you can find out all the stuff about whatever's going on with me, with Stampin' Up, etc. So always remember, if you're like, I forgot, I can't remember, what was that Jennifer said, just go to stamptherapist.com. Hopefully it should be there, or at least my contact info is there for you. Okay. Who just came on? Rhonda. Facebook was acting weird. Switch platforms. Good morning. Yes, girl. These platforms they all have their own little issues, don't they? Yes. I like watching lives on YouTube because you can pause and rewind them while they are live, which is a really cool feature on YouTube. Side note. Okay, so first up is my events. This weekend in 2 days, today's Thursday, on Saturday, we're meeting in person for my monthly classes, but you can take them to go as well, although a couple are sold out anyway, all of my events that I ever talk about are going to include a written PDF tutorial with step-by-step instructions. Anyone in the United States can order those class packets, and anyone in the world can order the tutorials only. We will cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. Unless otherwise stated, you most likely will need to own the featured bundle dies to complete your projects. You will cut your own designer paper or kit components if they are included with the fee, but otherwise we cut everything else. Of course, my team gets those tutorials for free for all of my events. So if you're not on a Stampin' Up! Team and you live in the US, feel free to join mine. You get perks from me, from Stampin' Up!, a discount on your purchases, and there's no obligation to stay a demonstrator. It's a great deal. Okay, so first is my monthly classes. So I now have 3 monthly classes every month: card class, stamp a stack class, and wall art class. They're all Saturday. And today, on today's video, I'm making the card class cards. So you're going to make 4 cards with 2 bundles, that card class, using Valentine Kisses and beautifully celebrated, can't figure that out, bundles. So, of course, you'll see more about these when I make the cards in a little bit. And that class is, I have a graphic here about all the classes. So it is, you can come take it in person and you can pay the fee or get it free with an order. But if you are not local or you don't want to come in person, you can also get it 2 other ways. You can get it free. So it says Making Today in Red card class, Valentine Cheer and beautifully celebrated bundles. It's not Valentine Cheer, it's Valentine Kisses. That's a typo. Anyway, it's free with an online order of $35 or more this week, January 11 through 18. So just place an online order with me, 35 or more, and we will mail you this class packet. Or you can purchase the class. I have a link in this video right now where you can click and buy it for $20, very cheap, plus shipping. Or you can come attend in person Saturday, and I have that registration link in the email as well. So that is card class. Right now, it's free with an online order. Now, don't forget, we have bonus days coupons going on, so I'd recommend no less than $50 order, so you can get $5 off an order next month. And what else? Or you can just purchase the class flat out. Okay, so that's card class. My other 2 monthly classes, Stamp a Stack, is 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. I have the samples over here, but I forgot it is sold out, so it's not pointless to show you the samples, but you can't buy it anymore. But I do have 1 left of the wall art class. That is it's Valentine. I think, did I put my sneak peek up there? Oh, I forgot it. Darn it. I didn't put the sneak peek picture on this graphic. I don't know another way to show it right now. It's too complicated. Let me see. Present. There's a share screen. Well, it says image file. Let me just see what happens here. I don't use all the features of this program I use. Let's see if it'll let me share this. Oh, look at that. No, this one. Look at that. That is a sneak peek of this wall art. That's not a sneak peek. That's the whole thing. I did have 1 more XO over on the bottom right. But anyway, you can buy that. There's 1 left. Okay, so there you go. 1 left. It's available for purchase. Or you can even still join the club. So that is 12 by 12, like the ones you see back here on the wall. That one and this one makes a great seasonal decoration for your home, a great gift. You can change these out in your 12 by 12 shadow box frames monthly for the seasons, etc. And that's the Valentine Endless Love bundle for that one. Okay, let me go back to this one. Being weird. I have not mailed those yet, Lisa. I'm sure you're subscribed. I just can't remember offhand. I'm terrible. I have a terrible memory. But if you're in the clubs, they get mailed on Monday. Okay, so wall art and Stamp a Stack they're $38 for club members, $40 for non. They include over $20 in merchandise. Then we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible, currently still including the featured bundles. So we do a lot of work for you. We package them up very carefully and thoughtfully so that the stamping is easy for you. And we have one left on wall art. Okay. So you can join the club on those two and pay only $38 a month. After 6 consecutive months, you get a gift from me. Let me put this little graphic up of my clubs. After 6 consecutive months, you get a gift from me. You get occasional additional gifts. Save $2 a month. Cancel anytime. Don't worry. It's not a 6-month actual commitment. You just get a gift after 6 months. You can cancel anytime. So that is the club information. Or you can register for the one-time class if you don't want to commit. Here are the cards for Stampin', even though it's sold out right now. I think it's great. You can read these words, right? Yeah. It's like, am I mirrored on here? But anyway, too late for this one, but there were some cute cards. Okay. Those are the monthly classes. Every month we do those. So you can come next month if you missed this month. Hey, Cheryl, good morning to you. Speaking of club members, and Margaret, good morning. Thank you, Lisa. I know, Lisa, right? I don't have a file open on my computer to just triple check for you, but I think you're good. Okay, so that's that. And now I have technically 4 other events to talk about. Paper and ribbon share. This one is coming up. The deadline to register is February 1st. You can get, first of all, just a sampling of every single new designer paper and ribbon from the mini catalog and online exclusives that just came out. We give 6 by 12 inch designer papers, or 6 by 6 if that's how it originally comes. There's 6 new ribbons, 2.5 yards of each. So you're getting a ton of stuff. You can do the paper only or the ribbon only, or both of those. And you can add on the party, and you will get 12 Make It Takes 12 different projects designed by me and Alejandra Gomez. You'll get to be in the Facebook party with the two of us, where we do bonus videos and step-by-step videos for every single project. Yes, we do those on the paper share. We make the projects on a video in the Facebook group, and they are recorded so you can watch them up to 30 days after. You have a chance to win prizes, and it's 12 Make It Takes. Okay, we're using beautifully celebrated and lovely arrangements bundles. You will need to own those to complete your projects. Register by February 1st. It's mailed pick up February 9th. Party is February 14th. And you don't have to be there. I was looking all over this room for my samples to show y'all on the video. I lost them, I guess. And then I remembered right before I went live that I put them on a display board for my in-person class last weekend. And so I'm going to leave them on the display board for next week, or this Saturday. But these are the 12 Make It Takes. Look how cute. Sorry about the glare, but you get to make all 12 of those if you do add on that party. So there you go. All right. Hey, Dorothy, good morning to you. Kelly, good morning. Good to see y'all here. Okay, so that's Paper Share Party. You can register right now. If you need links to anything I'm talking about, make sure you're on my email newsletter. The links will be emailed out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central at the bottom of that email. They also will be posted on my blog, stamp.therapist.com. Right now, go to the events tab. A couple of the links are in this video description right now. The heart link, which it'll say you can sign up for Stampin', but don't. I'll have to refund your money. It's sold out. The wall art link is there, and the club links, of course, are on the blog as well to join the clubs. So if you need those links, let me know, but that's pretty final for all of these. Okay, next up is the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp, and shockingly, I have made all my samples. Jen has made half of her samples. So this is a stamp camp. It's virtual. It's online only. Pretty just jumped up here, by the way, with Genevieve Co. in Canada. So if you Canada and you're watching this video, you can order this class from Genevieve, and I can give you that link if you need it. Actually, if you just click on my link, it'll take you to a description of the event, and it'll have a link to Canada. But anyway, which is her registration. Okay, Jen and Jen get set for spring stamp camp. If you live in Canada, you take to register by February 1st, packets mailed February 9th, and guess what? The party is February 14th. Same exact dates as the paper share. Everything's recorded, and for that party especially, we do 2 bonus videos on the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp, and then you have PDF tutorials for your project, so don't worry, you don't have to be there every minute of that Facebook party. So might as well do 2 in one day, but it's all recorded. You don't actually have to complete on that day. Okay, so, and by the way, these are sneak peeks on the screen. And then we have additional bonus classes. You can add on one or both, or you might just want my class only or Genevieve's class only. We do allow that in the registration link. Okay, so the camp is using the lovely arrangements bundle. There's 10 projects, half designed by me, half by Genevieve. And I have to say, her projects are amazing. I love them. Like, I always love them, but this time I'm like, whoo, you knocked it out of the park with those. So you can see hers on the sneak peek here, and I have mine in real life to give you a sneak. Stop it. Rudy is rubbing her face all over her camera, so it's going to be all messed up. FYI, it's her. Okay, okay, say hi. Say, I'm the neediest cat. Unless you're in here working literally all day without being on a video, then I stay on the bed all day. You start one video, and I have to come in here and be on the star of attention, the center of attention, whatever it is. I don't know what I mean, right? You know where the camera is, girl? This is Britty. Look, that's hi to you, okay? There. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Okay, so back to the camp. Then, so we have the 2 add-on classes. Let me switch this over. Mine is Easter basket, and if I do say so myself, I thought my samples turned out really cute, so I'm going to hold them up to the camera here in a second. So you can do my class only, her class only. She's doing Woolly Friends. She just started on her samples yesterday, but I don't know if she finished any yet. Hopefully that all makes sense. It's all virtual, so you do it at home with your own stamps. You'll need to own those bundles for each one that you take if you want to complete as we designed. Okay, camp, here's my 5. And this is the same bundle as the Stampin' Stack. So if you're taking Stampin' Stack, you might as well add on this camp so you can have even more ideas and samples and PDF tutorials. That's my camp cards. And then this is my camp class. It's an optional add-on or take it alone. Make some super cute springy cards. I'm loving this Easter basket bundle. It's so cute. Bam, that was it. Okay, so you can register for that till February 1st. Okay, next, sorry, almost last. Next is Easter Basket Bingo. So I have not designed those yet, but it's the same bundle as this Easter basket. By the way, my class and Jen's are 6 projects. Bingo is 4 projects minimum. Sometimes I do more, but you're guaranteed 4, usually cards, using Easter basket. And you get to play for door prizes. You get to play bingo for door prizes. So we play our games at the beginning on Zoom. This is virtual. So anyone in the US can join. We do it on Zoom, play for prizes, and then we stamp together. Now, you don't have to stay for the stamping. You get a PDF tutorial. By the way, for all of my events, you can purchase PDF tutorial only within that registration link. Side note, my team gets those for free. But it's Thursday, February 26th, 6:30 p.m. Central on Zoom. Register by February 15th, and the class kit will be ready or mailed by February 20th. So any questions on that, let me know. If you need the links, let me know. They're on the blog right now, stamptherapist.com. They're in, they'll be in tomorrow's email, 9 a.m. Central. Make sure you're on that email list, etc. And last but not least is the brand new, just announced Alaska crafting cruise. Who wants to go to Alaska? Who wants to get on this awesome ship called Quantum of the Seas and go to Sitka, Skagway, and Juneau and get to see the Endicott Arm and Dog Glacier. Oh, and go to Victoria, Canada, right? Like, come on. This is, of course, like an Alaskan adventure combined with a crafting cruise. You'll have self-paced classes that you can come into the crafting room and work on at any time. So if you go into port for just a couple of hours and have the rest of the day free, come on back and work on your projects, etc. So you could do those at any time during the cruise. It's Quantum of the Seas. The crafting, the conference room, I should say, is on, like, I forget again, but deck 12 or 13 of that ship, and it has windows all around. So most conference rooms are down on deck 2 or 3 with no windows. So this is an awesome feature of this ship, and another reason to go. And we get our travel agent will get you the best rate possible, depending on the cabin you want. So make sure you get with our travel agent for that, for booking, and bring all of your friends and family. They do not have to do the crafting portion. Also, it's in August 2027, August 2nd through 9th. So out of Seattle, Washington. So you have a lot of time if you register now to pay it off. When you register for a crafting cruise, or for a cruise, there is a deposit, but then you can pay it off over a long period of time in any increments you want. So that's another perk of us announcing it so early. You have plenty of time to pay it off. Okay, so any questions on that, let me know. The link will be in the video. It's in YouTube right now, and I have to add it to Facebook manually later. They limit how many links I can start out with. Anyway, I'll add them later. But also, it's on my blog, okay, stamptherapist.com. All right, that's the end of events. Now let's move on to what's going on with specials and what is special with Stampin' Up, etc. Yes, Katie says, trying to get my copy to go. Yes, Dana, are you going to go? A lot of people have told us they're going to the cruise. I don't know who's registered yet or whatever. I haven't registered yet. I mean, I haven't bought my cruise yet because we always, if you go on the current cruise, you can get good deals for your next cruise if you book on the ship. So that's what April and I always do. By the way, the cruise is with my, of course, cruise partner, April McCrite. And side note, speaking of April and cruising and retreats, April 2026, we have a retreat coming up, which is currently full. I'm making today's the deadline for the cancellation, so, or tomorrow's the deadline for cancellation if any spots open. But that will be offered to go. So there will be a retreat in a box in April 2026. Complete side note. No, Brittany. Found her catnip. Let's give her some. Okay. I think that's the end of events now. Come on, down here. What is this? I hardly ever give her catnip. And then I put it somewhere to hide it from her, and then she finds it, and I'm like, what are you getting into? Oh. Okay, can we purchase PDFs of those classes? Which classes, Tina? Yes, for any of them, but if it's an open registration right now, that's where the PDF link will be. If it's a past class, I need to set up a link for you. So depends on what it is. But if it's current, like anything I just talked about that's open right now, then you can just use that registration link, but select the tutorial only option, like Paper Share, Jen and Jen, Stamp Camp. What else did I just talk about? All the stuff. Bingo, etc. Okay, even though monthly classes. Okay, yeah, let's move on. Next up is the Stampin' Up specials, Jennifer specials, etc. So let's see what's going on. Debbie, good morning to you. Okay, yes, Tina, in the registration link for Jen and Jen Stamp Camp, one of the choices is PDF tutorials only. So perfect. Okay, so make sure you guys are signed up for my email newsletter for another reason, because tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, I will email out the recipe cards for today's projects. There's 4 cards I'm making on today's video, and the recipe card will be a supply list, a picture, and the measurements. Okay, so kind of looks like that. I make them on my stampinstuff.com. You should check out that website to also use as an inventory for Stampin' Up! Merchandise, and searchable, like I need a thank you, I need love, I need Valentine. I'm looking around the room, of course. I need leaf, I need splatter, whatever, and you can search. So it's a really good website. Okay. Lori, 15 degrees Minnesota feels like 0. Crazy. That's right. Linda Fur Baby wants to come and help. Good morning, Brenda. Tina said pretty. Now she's down on the floor behind me, rolling around in catnip. So there you go. Julie said morning, Britty. Lori said morning to you, Britty. Okay. So I talked about recipe cards. Bonus days is still going on. Like this. Oh, sorry, I didn't change the graph. I didn't switch from my face. This is such a good promotion that Stampin' Up! Does once or twice a year usually. So it ends February 2nd. For every $50 you spend, no limit, you get a $5 coupon to spend next month only. It expires February 28th. You can redeem it February 3 through 28 only. They will expire, no exceptions. Don't forget to spend your coupons. As a demonstrator, I'm getting coupons every time I order for a class, for myself, etc. So perks for being a demonstrator. But as a customer, you get these coupons as well. It's basically like double reward points. It's not, but it's like that. So for any order over $20, you get 10% rewards back already, and you still get those on top of the bonus days coupons. So rewards, though, you can save up for 1 year. They expire after 1 year, or they expire 1 year after you earn them. These coupons expire next month. So you don't have to spend your rewards next month, but you do have to spend your coupons. So there you go. Don't miss out on that, right? Earn. And then product of the month. I'm reading my notes. Product of the month this month is awesome. I'm actually going to use it on 2 of the cards today. It is word stamps, a word stamp set, really large. Like it would be an expensive stamp set if it was for sale, but it's only $5 with a $75 purchase. It's limit 1 per person, period. And it is while supplies last, so they can run out of these. Hey, Marcia, good morning. Of course, I'm just depending on other demonstrators to tell me if it runs out. I don't know if there'll actually be an official post or anything. So if it runs out, it runs out. You also can still get the last product of the month too, but it has to be only 1 per order. So if you wanted both, you would place a $75 order and add on the stamp set, and then place a second separate $75 or more order and add on that designer paper. So anyway, it's called Fabulous Sayings. It's very fabulous. It's really large. Like I'm just saying, it's a lot of stamps and great words, and of course a great font and all the stuff. So that is the product of the month. We will be coming out with a product of the month every single month. So it's like set your alarms. Right now, demonstrators don't get a sneak peek. They said we in the future. So this is excited to find out what the heck it is the morning of. And these will be exclusive items that have not been sold before and won't be sold in the future. And they're awesome with us. Okay. Hey, Marcia says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up next to the she says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I think it's next to live chat or something over on YouTube. Thank you, Marcia. Okay, so that's product of the month. Now, if along with product of the month, any order of $75 or more through me in January 2026, any order in January of $75 or more, whether you get product of the month or not, is going to get my free product of the month bonus tutorial. You will get at approximately 12 um, I can't think of the right words, 12 separate bonus ideas using these or the stamp set, for example, this month, whatever the product is. And I already showed you that one. And these are not our bonus tutorials. These are just some other ideas Stampin' Up! Shared with us. And just to give you an idea, some inspiration with fabulous sayings. But anyway, 75 or more within the month of January on one single order gets that product of the month tutorial from me. Again, whether you selected this from me or not, you get that. Now, my team, of course, will get that tutorial for free. And that goes out the following month, that free tutorial. We're actually, I just finished mine that I had to submit yesterday. So, exciting. Okay. Product of the month. Don't forget, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, that is, I think mine's over here anymore. It's not. That's our monthly craft box in the mail. You will get a free bonus tutorial from me with additional ideas to use your paper pumpkin kit supplies. Pumpkin, again, monthly craft box in the mail right now. So started January 11th. It ends February 10th. You can subscribe for the Celebrate Spring paper pumpkin. I've got product of the month stuck in my head, and they both start with P, so I keep starting to say the wrong thing. Celebrate Spring paper pumpkin, and you can see that it coordinates with that Easter joy stuff with the basket and stuff. So that's going to be super cute, I am sure. And yeah, you'll get that tutorial from me. Okay. By the way, you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin or prepay for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, and both of those count. It's all in my online store. Just go there and click on Paper Pumpkin and read all the details. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, last but not least, I have a free class offer this week, as I mentioned at the beginning. And I do have a little bit of show and tell when I put the camera down. The cards I'm making today. Okay, I have a little bit of show and tell when I point it down, but what was I about to say? My free class. So this week, if you place an online order with me of $35 or more, you're going to get a class packet cut and mailed to you to make all 4 cards. There's no cost for the shipping, so that's a great deal. It will be mailed next week. And of course, you earn rewards on on orders over $20. And you can get that product of the month if you go to 75, and you can earn bonus days coupons for every 50 spent. So that's one way to get this class packet. You can also purchase it for $20. And there's a link for that in this video right now. Or you can register and attend in person on Saturday, January 17th in Cedar Hill and make these cards with us in person. So those are your 3 ways to get this class. And that's what I'm going to make today. And let me get this on. I'm going to put this on my screen. And I'm going to point the camera down. And I also need to run and get something. I have a bracket on my braces right here that's been just hurting me. And I put wax on it. Oh, it's like super big. But anyway, the wax, I think, wore down. I need to go get more wax to finish this video in pain. So let me point the camera down. Let me remove my notes. I think I said everything on the notes. I'm going to move those over there. I'll just leave these 2 product of the months on the screen. Clean up my area. When I point it down, let me switch the camera. And I'm just going to run into the bedroom real quick and grab this wax and come back in here. I can apply it while I'm in here talking. Myself mixed up. It's camo. Okay. See, she messed up my camera. I had actually fixed it today. So I had positioned it properly. There's those. Let me just be right back. Grab this wax. Okay, I'm back. And I'll put this here. I gotta grab a mirror so I can this one. These little wax things. I don't know if anyone else here has ever had braces, but I'm an adult with braces, which is like people make fun, but whatever. Forget y'all. And dang, they hurt. I mean, they didn't hurt me for a long time, but then this one, I think the tooth has just come forward too much. Very now they were super crooked, and now they're I don't know what do you call it, but the bite is off, so the bottom one's like go at a weird angle, and I think this one has come forward too much. Anyway, let me pop this on here. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. They're very sharp. All right, so you know about them, right? You love them. We're going to use this one a little bit today. Now, the first two cards I'm going to make today are with the Valent. Oh, that's not in here. I think it's in this one. I think it's in the previous online exclusives. It's called Valentine Kisses, and it's temporarily not available. Our stamps are very popular right now, but it's coming back in like a little over a week or less, because sometimes they actually take less time than Stampin' Up estimates. But anyway, Valentine Kisses, the stamp set is temporarily not available, but it's coming back. Don't worry. This was released in our previous online exclusives. September, this one, October, probably November. Anyway, I know y'all don't really care, but just FYI, it's in the online store, and I think it's in this one. I don't know where it is. There she is. Yes, Valentine Kisses Bundle. There it is. So this came out in November. It is still available. It's just temporarily we ran out of stamps, and we got to make more. Of course, it is unique to Valentine season, so that kind of makes sense that people are buying that now. But anyway, it's super cute. I'm pretty sure I have not shown this bundle on a previous video because I bought it much later after it was released. But it is outline images. It's basically bear themed, little cartoon style bears in outline, so you can color them in. There's one standing, facing forward, holding its little paw in front of it, and actually, when you die cut that, it cuts a line or right at the top of the arms, so you can insert like a bouquet of flowers, which is one of the stamps, or a teddy bear, or anything you want. A jar of honey you can insert into those arms. Then there's one that's standing facing to our right, with its little hands like in prayer kind of hands to the side, and one foot kicked up, so it looks like it's about to have or kiss somebody. And then one is just the top of the bear, like from the little bit below the shoulders up, with its paw on its face, mouth closed, eyes closed, and another puckering like it's going to kiss. Okay, that one's to go inside the kissing booth, by the way. That's why it's just the top of the body. And then we have the little teddy bear toy to put in with these, or in the arms. A little bouquet of 3 daisy-like flowers with a stripes on a little V-shaped paper. A little empty jar. That's an empty, meaning you can color it in with a lid. It's a short jar, which of course can be a jar of honey, but it looks exactly like a jelly to me. So multitask that one. 3 tiny small heart image that are solid that you can stamp above the little bear's heads. 2 lips, 2 LIPS, that are really small to put smooches around. A little wood grain sign, which there is a die to cut that out. It's like a piece of wood with wood grain drawn on it and a V, at the top where a string is. But there's not really any words that specifically are made to go on that. It's just like a piece of wood sign. And I am going to use it on one of my cards, and you'll see I didn't put any words on it. They're a tiny little XO in uppercase cursive, and then two small bird images that are each facing a different direction so they can face each other. Again, they're outlines, so you can color them in. Okay, I think I said all the images. Then we've got sending lots of love your way to celebrate this special day. Happy Valentine's Day, bear hugs and kisses, giving you a big smooch. So that's the stamp set. It is 17 stamps. It is, what was I going to say? Oh, the words are a mix of cursive and serif, but a cute cursive and a cute serif, not like typewriter. So there's that. And then the dies, there's 16 dies, and they are awesome. You can pretty much die cut out every stamped image, including the birds. Oh, and there's angel wings. I forgot to say that. There's a separate stamp angel wings. So you can die cut out the wings, the flowers, the jelly, the honey, whatever, the teddy bear, all the. And then there is basically two separate dies to make a kissing booth. The bottom of the booth kind of looks like these wood planks in it that will get embossed in there. And then the top, which is an ornate, arch, basically, but a rectangle arch that does have hearts that'll get die cut out of it at the top, and like an ornate image. So it's very detailed. You'll see it, and it embosses like piercing lines, everything into this one thing. There's a heart image that is about a little more than 3/4 of inches tall. And that is just a standalone die with piercing on the edges, so super cute. And then there's two dies here. One is a banner with tiny little hearts that will cut out of it, and it's curved. That can go on the front of your kissing booth if you want. And then there is a scalloped border, same thing. It can go on the edge of your kissing booth if you want, or you can do other stuff with it. And that scalloped banner, which is really small and less than 2 inches long, has little a stitch which will get stitched into it when you die cut them banners. So they're very detailed. Okay. Oh, I did forget one other die. It is like strings to balloons, 3 strings that meet at the bottom. There's not a balloon die in here, but there is the heart one. So that's how you make your balloons. Okay. That's the dice. Let's make card number 1. Card number 1. Right here. I know, Linda, it's very cute, right? And those, she said the bundle is cute. And again, the stamp set is coming back in stock. They're estimating, I think, January 26th, but it could be sooner. And by the way, don't forget, if there's anything that you want that says currently unavailable in the online store, whether you're a demonstrator or a customer, make sure you sign up for the back in stock alert. That is a new thing that we can do now, and it does work. I just got an alert yesterday that the sunflower embossing folder is back in stock. So sign up for those alerts because, again, a lot of times things come back in stock sooner than they anticipated. Okay, this is my card piece for this card. It's basic white 5.5. I just realized I forgot to do my show and tell. If you say you're going to do show and tell, you should show it. These swaps, I'm just going to show this real quick from catalog party that we had last week. These swaps, we bought it. They were amazing. I think this one was the winner. It's Yolanda. I think she was our winner. That other one, this was Robin. Such a good one. Yolanda made the shaker out of our 3x3 flip flaps. This one? Linda, I think, made this card with the cute as a bug designer paper and stamps. And Lisa made this one. This was the swaps. And that's with the new Oh, I forgot the name of the bundle, but it's a new one. New suite. And then these two are not cement. Sorry. You may have seen those before. These three, not that one either. The heck? I'm not sure what I'm showing you. Let's just look at this one. None of those were new, but feel free to enjoy them. This is from Kim Coulter. Was one of her display samples that she made for me, and she gave it to me, which they don't even have to do that, but she made it to be on display during the event. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5 basic white card base. Let's fold that in half with the bone folder. So I just take my 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half. That makes 2 cards out of 1 piece of paper, very economical, and they immediately fit to the invitation size envelope, which is Stampin' Up's medium envelope. The clear one is my favorite. Okay, so I align the 2 corners of the paper on the table, press it against my thumbnail, and then crease it with the bone folder so that I get less wrinkles on the inside than if I did it with my hand. Okay, card base, portrait up and down card. My next layers, by the way, the measurements for these will get emailed out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central with the rest in the recipe cards. Okay, but the next layer is Flirty Flamingo. My camera is not, I feel like it's in a different position. The next layer, which we will supply for you in this free class packet, is a piece of the Make with Love designer paper. I did show this paper in full with details in my November 19th haul of new product video, November 19th. Same for the next paper I'm going to use. But as you can see, it's very Valentine. It's like red. It's Poppy Parade, Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, Calypso Coral, reds and pinks. It's super cute paper, dots, hearts, arrows, etc. So that's the paper. You're using this white background with diagonal flamingo and red stripes. Super cute. That's the side we're going to use. The back side is super cute as well. X's and O's and little hearts. So we're going to use the stripes. So that's the next layer. It is a rectangle that's going to go over here on the right side of the paper. It's about 2.5 or so wide. Again, check my recipe cards for full details. And then the next layer is Poppy Parade. I think I forgot to bring these dies over here, but these are the textured notes dies. And I do have the measurement of this particular one in that recipe card tomorrow. And that's Poppy Parade. So that will be cut for you. I don't think Scott cut, but he might have. I don't think he cut your card into the layer like I did. I cut my packet here. He cut the rest. But anyway, layered on top of that to cover up that hole is a piece of basic white cardstock that has been embossed with this awesome embossing folder whose name I let me look. It's new with this suite of products, which is in the mini catalog, by the way. Or no, sorry, the paper is in the other suite of Valentine products. Right here. So there it is. Number 4, Hearts of Love embossing folder. I'm also, see, there's the designer paper and the Hearts of Love. Those are the 2 things from this suite that I'm using on this card. I don't think I'm using anything else. Yeah, on the other card either. So, but just remember, we have a whole suite of Valentine products in the mini catalog, and then Valentine Kisses is in the online store. Okay, so I told you the name of the folder, and that's a white piece that will go on top of that Poppy Parade there. And then we will pre-die cut for you a basic white stylish shapes banner. So we'll cut that for you, stylish shapes dies. I forgot to bring all my extra dies today. We'll pre-die cut for you this Poppy Parade stitched heart. And last but not least, besides a scrap of white, you'll get a piece of real red and white baker's twine, which is also a popular item. I think it's on low inventory. Again, that's because of Valentine's Day coming up. I'm gonna grab my scrap of white. I got to give myself one. Just gonna grab this. But you will have actually for this card, you're gonna have that scrap right there. I just got one for myself. Okay, I've got all my supplies for both of the cards today in my tub right here that will go to class with me. So let me find what I need. We are using Memento Black ink. Seems like I didn't even prepare for this video, even though I did. I'm going to use my black pad, which I made out of a white pad that had no ink in it. Okay, empty, unenked pad, because that's the one I like. But listeners get to use this one. You can press firm on that one, but soft on this one. Let me grab the stamps. Sky and the wings. So we're stamping the bear that's got his little hands, like prayer hands, because it's so in love. Yes, and the wings. We need those two images for this one. Stamp first in Memento Black ink. Oh, I ruined my pencil. Image out of the box. Okay. Stamp them first in Memento Black. Loosely cut them apart. So even if you have the small piece, I would cut it apart. And then die cut those out. That's all you have to die cut out for this particular card. Since we did the rest. Before I do that, let me go ahead and stamp my greeting just so I can be whatever. Have the stamping out of the way for this card. Grab my Poppy Parade ink. So that's really worth it. Tap, tap, tap. And it's going to say Happy Valentine's Day. So Happy Valentine's Day is a really cute cursive font, kind of thick. And yeah. All right, let's type this out. Machine. Ooh, hold on. It is better if I put this under it. Better for me. Top plate there. Put these two images up close to where you can go into the machine immediately and not have to roll it forward. Putting them in what my camera's not going to say, what I call long and skinny. Calm down. My camera stand is getting pulled by gravity or by force because of the cords. It's getting pulled down. Anyway, I put them in long ways. They cut easier. They go through the machine easier and less chance of shipping if you are able to put them in that way. So you'll see them when they come out the other side. Right out of there. There's my two images. Love it. Okay. Then we do have to color. So I stamped in Memento Black, which is water-based. Now I will color with alcohol-based markers, Stampin' Blends. Or you can stamp permanent ink and color with like water coloring. Okay, so how I'm going to color this, first of all, use 30 Flamingo Dark for because I learned that from Alejandra. Always give a little cheek to your critters, as she calls them. Then I'm going to use Petal Pink, light petal pink for the muzzle called, and inside this one ear of the bear. So far no blending, just using the single. You can do with these markers as well. I'm going to take real quick light balmy blue and just go up the top edge line of this, the wings, just the top, and there's these little like swirls in the middle section of the wing, and I traced those with light blue as well. And that's all the coloring I'm going to do with the wing. So just adding a little highlight blue. This is for the next card. Yeah, using that. And then last but not least, the bear is going to be pecan pie. So you can go in with, you can do this however you like, but I like to go in with dark first. I'm going to want shadows or detail. Of course, if you are an artist, you will be much better at this than me, and knowing where and doing it. But anyway, I went in with the dark pecan pie, and now I'm going to go in with light pecan pie and color everywhere else on the bear, including over where I added the dark and over the cheek. And this will, when you go to the dark parts, it will blend it together. You can keep on coloring over it. If it's not blending well, just keep coloring. I am using the brush tip, not brush tip, the bullet point, but you could use the brush tip on this because the bear is so large. You can color it faster that way. Just the way you can color with this, like it's almost straight up and down. With the brush tip, you want to lay the brush tip more flat like this. See how my hand is angled flat versus this up flat. Because that brush tip is fragile. My brush tips that I personally use do not break down. I mean, eventually, like months of use, yeah, but you don't break down when I use them because I use them on their side like that. So just make sure you do that if you're using your brush tip. Okay, just keep coloring. So see how this one would be easier with the brush tip because it's a large area. And you do see streaks in it right now, lots of streaks. We're just going to keep coloring over it until those disappear, and that's the beauty of markers, is you can make those streaks. You just have to keep coloring until it goes away. And that's the blending part, again, of alcohol-based markers. I don't know the science, I don't know the technical words, but do it and the magic works and the streaks go away. If you want more shadows, go back and have more dark. Go back with your light and again blend it back out to smooth it and make the lines disappear, etc. So that's how blends work. I mean, you can get way more technical and better than me and more artistic and more shadowing and lighting it up and blah, 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 but pretty good. Okay, let's put it together. Oh, there is one more thing to stamp on this card. And it's one of those where you kind of have to figure out where it's going to be and then stamp it. But don't glue stuff down because if you mess up, you flip your paper over. So my designer paper is going to go over here on the right with about a 1/8 inch border on 3 sides. This rectangle that's die cut in poppy will go to the left, basically centered top to bottom and over to the left like this. And at that top left corner, I want to stamp the 3 heart image. So I think it's Flirty Flamingo actually, because it's Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Flamingo ink. I find the heart image in my box here. It's the lips. You gotta pay attention. Flirty Flamingo, 3 hearts. They're tiny. And do not press hard when you ink these up. And they just will sort of curve around that corner. That's nice and gentle when you stamp them. And see, they just give a little burst. I did not stamp them on the bottom left because they'd be upside down, but you can if you want. Okay, now I can assemble. So, attach the. Just realized I was missing scissors from another area of this room because I keep scissors in 20 spots. I'm going to use the. I'm laughing at Rhonda Knoll's comment. Stampin' Seal. She said, my mom colors a lot for me, and she likes the brush tip, not me. That's another, yeah, with the brush tip, I like it for big areas, Rhonda, but I am, look at that, I use some newspaper there. I control it very well, small areas, like I'll go outside of the lines. So, yeah. But for big areas, it is nice. And it just like swipes that color on real quick. Yeah. Okay, so here's the white on the poppy there. Let me attach the designer paper. I will have tutorials today for this class and my wall art and stamp stack. So when I do the tutorials, of course, there will be some exact order to, I mean, it will, let me rephrase that. I will choose an order to put these directions in. Do this, do this, do this. But this is the stuff I'm doing right now. It could be done in a different order. Okay. But like, in my opinion, you definitely want to stamp in black, then die cut, then color. Because if you do all this coloring and then you die cut it, it slips. You have to do all that coloring again, which is on my okay, so the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, you can use the big ones too. I'm using my minis on the back of this Poppy Parade label. And that will go on my cat. Hold on. What are you doing? No. No. Get down. And all my stuff today that she does not usually get into. Okay, dimensionals on the back of the Poppy. And put on the front. And then my bear, I'm going to attach, put a little adhesive on the back of the bear to attach the wings. And then bear, I am attaching flat to the white embossed piece. So basically in the top, let's see, the feet would be like this. But basically in the top section of the white there, and then the greeting goes below that on Stampin' Dimensionals, but still on that white embossed piece. In the middle section down here. Then my little heart I will place on a Stampin' Dimensional as well. Okay, it's going to basically go down here at the bottom right foot of the bear. And then I think last but not least, this is it. I'm going to tie the line into a double bow. So we're giving it long enough that you fold it in half. And then you cut it in half. And then you tie both of those into one bow. I just do a regular bow for this, no bunny ears. For me, I do not do bunny ears well with skinny twine or linen thread. But anyway, there's the bow. Ends are not even, so I'll those up. That bow is going to go right there on the heart. That will be finished with card number 1. So here's my mini glue dots. Peel it back until only one dot is exposed, not 10 like I just did. Press and press. Okay, that is card number 1. So this is card 1 of card class. You will make it to go or in person if you take this class, or get it free with an online order. Now we'll move on to card number 2. By the way, thank you, Linda. I was about to say, let me know if you like that card. Now that the cat's gone and where's my supplies though? Okay, card number 2. Of course, we're going to do the kissing booth because it's so adorable. Such an adorable die. So first we have our card base. It is Flirty Flamingo. Fold it in half. 8.5 by 5.5. I mean 8. 5.5 by 8.5. Fold it in half. Cut straight. Oh, this is a very poorly cut piece of paper. Ooh. It is. Don't worry, Scott cut y'all's, not me. I will say when I grabbing paper for myself in videos, I try to use pre-cut pieces in my scrap pile. So hopefully this is good from some weird scrap. Okay, 30 flamingo, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold it in half. And then fold the front back in half, the left in half with the bone folder. Don't try not to crease it with your hand. Just use the bone folder to make that first fold, so it will be straighter and less wrinkles. You could also score it if you prefer, but I just always fold it with the bone folder. And that is a Z fold card, super easy. Boom. Then I forgot to cut my designer paper, but I saw where I'm going to cut some extra. Let me go grab it. Hold on. He did cut y'all's, and he cut these extras. Okay, next layer is designer paper for the front left flap, and this is a red piece that has little, basically flirty flamingo hearts, rows top to bottom versus across, so the horizontal, vertical rows of tiny, like 1/8 perfectly spaced, perfectly printed, exact repeated hearts in a row. So row of hearts, maybe a small space between them, 1/4 inch or less between row of hearts. A little more than an inch between. Okay, that goes on the front left. And of course, we have a piece to go on the inside. It's basic white to go on the inside of this card because that will show on the front there. Then we will cut all of this for you. 2 labels. These are the branching out dies labels. One on top and a flirty flamingo 1 to 100. That's it. The measurements of these the recipe cards that go out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central. Those go there. Then we pre-die cut for you. You don't need that. Scott didn't know. Oh no, this is mine. Blech. I'm so confused. You do need this. This is a scrap of this colored paper. Anyway, a scrap of compi. Okay, we're going to pre-die cut for you these 3 pieces here to make the kissing booth. So see all the detail here on the top of the kissing booth. It's ornate. and it has one heart in the top center and then two on the right, two on the left, a little bit smaller that die cut out. And the piercing around the edges, and the top is like all curved, like an ornate, like I would call it like a country wood cabinet at the top. And then the bottom looks like it's made out of planks of wood. Super cute. So that's the top and bottom, two separate pieces. And then this, we're using the scallop on this one. So again, when you cut that scallop, it's a little, less than 2 inches strip, and then less than, or around a fourth of an inch height, I guess. But the little scallops are so detailed because each one is outlined with stitches, actually stitch marks. So very detailed. And that fits perfectly across the bottom part of the kissing booth. But you could do that banner as well, and that looks super cute also. Okay, so then you're going to have a scrap of pecan pie, and you will have a scrap of pie. On that scrap, you'll stamp these images. You are going to need the partial bear that fits inside the kissing booth, the jar of honey, and the word "sending love" from our wonderful, fabulous savings online product of the month. Okay, so grab honey. Oh, yeah. I also need this color. I'm going to need the little lips, the small hearts. I just stamped on the other cards. Sending love, and that's what I just said, the bear honey jar. So let me get those. Bear, honey jar, jelly jar, whatever you want to call it. And then sorry, I'm trying to put these back because I use them. I'm going to be confused. Sending love. Let me grab that one up. Oh, it's right here. Let me stamp that. In Poppy Parade, we're going to stamp Sending Love on the scrap, and we are going to hand cut this word out. Poppy Parade for that. Also in Poppy Parade, the little lips, which is 2 of them, little smooches, are going to go down in the bottom right hand corner of this basic white, which is on the side of the card, but that portion will show on the front of your card. So you just basically stamp one and then a little space and another one. These are further apart than my other one, actually. Let me make it look more like my first sample. Turn them different directions, something like that, whatever. I like the first one better, but it's fine. And then the hearts, I'm going to need to wait and stamp those little 3 hearts in Party Flamingo when I know one's facing. Oh, and I need to stamp, sorry, I forgot, in Pecan Pie, the sign. Okay. Now, got some die cutting to do. This one for 3 things to die cut out. Let me me organize everything in the world before I can do that. Okay. The contrast of the papers on the front are eye-catching. Thank you. Yeah, flirt. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this designer paper is making me use Flirty Flamingo different than I have before. Or I just forgot how I've used it before. I'm not sure. I didn't necessarily think of it as a Valentine pink, but now I'm all over it. Okay, y'all can't see where I'm aligning the images, but I am, and on the die cut machine. But you'll see them when they come through on the other side. And there's a lot of shadows for me, so I'm not sure if I did the sign well, but we'll see when it comes out. And what I mean about shadows is because of aligning that part right there. I couldn't really see through there, the string part. Oh, but I did okay. It's fine. It's fine. So there's those 3 pieces. Do a little coloring. So this one. Same thing, Memento Black. Let me do the cheeks and Flamingo. This time we get 2 cheeks because it's a full face. I also just did the label with, there's just like a blank label on this jar. I just colored that in Flirty Flamingo. Then light petal pink here for the ears, the inside. You can see the inside of both ears. And again, the muzzle, I think is what that's called. I'm not sure. Light petal pink there. Oh, and then I did light petal pink in the jar. I just wanted it to match, but maybe I should have done yellow, but I did not. It's pink. Pink honey. Maybe there's such a thing as that. And then I made the jar lid Happy Parade. And then the bear is pecan pie again. So I'll do a little dark around that eyebrows and eyes. And maybe on each side of the paw. Put it wherever you want. Or you can just do light all over too. Then light everywhere. Really could help pop these glasses on. You need to be careful to not color into the muzzle on accident, but you can go right over the dark parts and of course the cheeks. When you go over where you put the dot of pink, it just kind of smears it out and makes it like blush instead of a harsh dot. This bear is a lot smaller, so it's actually I find it a little more challenging to color than the big one. It's just partial bear. Okay, that's good. So there are those 2 images. Let's see. Okay, so for this one, as far as where, well, let me put my little, oh, sorry. Glasses back on. Hold on. I'm not saying I love cutting out words like these, But it says sending love. Oh, and y'all, I forgot to put words on the inside of this too. What does it say? Bear hugs and kisses. Bear hugs and kisses. And Poppy Parade, basically toward the top, centered left to right on that piece of white. And that should be hidden when your card is closed. Forgot about that. Okay. What was I saying though? Oh, basically, I did want to use this sending love greeting. And if we put it on a label, like even just a piece of paper that's not right, it just covered up too much stuff on the front of the card. Look, here's one of the tiny little hearts that came off of out of that die. It made it into my packet somehow. I'm trying to flip it over to the correct side. So tiny. Okay, so I don't know how to use it, but tips are to get your scissors open as wide as they can go and keep turning the paper. Your left hand, if you're right-handed, and keep your scissors stationary and try to cut as long as you can before you have to reopen them. And then again, turn the paper. This is how you get smooth cuts. It's not cutting from just the tip here and turning that paper instead of the scissors. So just trying to, hopefully y'all can see how I'm doing it. I do like how it looks. Just like, I have to cut that out. But I like how it looks. So, works good. And I'm come around the other side. How we doing over here? Hey, Stamping Sharky. Have to watch replay later. Your internet cut out. Ugh. Honestly, I don't want to jinx myself, but having weird internet here lately. So at night, I don't know. Not bad outages though, but just like quick little weird things. Okay. Maybe I should have pre-cut this. I did not have time though, let's be honest. So the next two cards are using a completely different bundle and set of products. Boom. Okay, there we go. Sending love. It's stamped on white in Poppy Parade, and then we hand cut it out. Okay, there we go. So now let me assemble this kissing booth real quick. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back side of the top of the bottom portion, if that made sense, and stick the top to that. Then attach my scallop banner border thing flat. Then that's really all I need to know for what I want to figure out is where I'm going to stamp the hearts. So yeah, the booth is just going to be right in the center of this. Label, this white label. The bear will be tucked back behind it. The bear will actually be flat on there. And the 3 hearts are going to go right up at the top right of the bear. Do that now. I don't want to glue all this down because what if I ruin these hearts and I need a new piece of paper? Everything, I don't want it all stuck to this paper. But I'm going to stamp real gentle, tap, tap, tap. Do not press hard, and it'll be fine. So Flirty Flamingo, 3 hearts to the top right of that bear's head. Okay. Just need this, maybe not. Okay, so actually, while I've got this here, let me put adhesive on the back of my bear and attach it flat. Then Stampin' Dimensionals on my kissing booth, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this white arch now, white label now to the label. Okay, then dimensionals here. Make sure I put some dimensionals where the top connects to the bottom, just to secure it. And then, ooh, look, I already have a couple cut in half there. That was not on purpose for this, but I've got a couple of my minis cut in half. If you have the big ones, you can just cut them into strips or something. And then I need a couple more partial dimensionals at the top. Okay, so there's that. How are we doing? I have T-Mobile and it's wireless. It works off the cell towers, and for some reason when it's cloudy, oh, that makes sense. Cloudiness. Used to, knock on wood, it hasn't done it in a long time, but used to. We have, what do you call it? I forgot what we have. Spectrum. We have Spectrum, and it used to get bad every time it, even just like sprinkled rain. It didn't even have to really rain. We would lose internet, but it doesn't really do that anymore. Okay, so 3D on the kissing booth. Then I will add a little adhesive to the back top and back right of my wood sign. And then a dimensional over here on the back right of it, because it's going to just be hanging here off the right side of the kissing booth down there at the bottom. And my jar of honey, or whatever this is going to sit. I'm putting a dimensional on it. Just on the over there on the right side of the kissing booth, covering up part of that sign string. Add another dimensional to my jar. Yeah, the one, really it needs one on the bottom. It really needs one on that bottom left corner. Pay attention sometimes. I really need to trim this, but I'm being lazy, so there we go. Okay, trim the dimensional, I mean. There's that. Then Sending Love needs a little adhesive in the middle part, and then dimensionals on the left and right stick to this label. So I think I can put a full dimensional on the right side. On the left, I think I might need a partial. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, there's one there and one there. So Sending Love kind of goes across the bottom of the booth there. Super cute. Okay, put the rest together. That was the backside of these hearts is cute too. The backside is what I'm doing. You know, The back side might look just as good as the other side. I think I'll just put the back side on for this one, and then at class I'll have both samples for y'all to look at. Of the designer, sorry, the back side is like flirty flamingo with white and red heart sprinkled around in a little bit. It's like an even pattern, but a little more irregular pattern than the other side. But they're not in a row, they're just all over. Okay, and then I did, because this has a lot of layers on it with dimensionals, I did attach the Flirty Flamingo here flat to the flap. So you really want to use them on the back left. I like to flip my paper upside down, top to bottom, so I can see where that adhesive needs to go. And then, of course, flip it over and attach it. And that is finished card number 2. We use the other designer paper, but this was the original sample, and this is what my photos have, is this designer paper. I kind of like this one better, though. Now that I'm looking at it. All right, let me know what y'all think. That is number 2 of card class. Thanks, Katie. Thank you. Good morning. Have to catch replay because of the darn internet. Look. Okay, that was card number 2. Card number 3. Actually, before I do card, reverse that. Let me just remind you what we're using. This is the Beautifully Celebrated Bundle. This bundle I should have gone over on that November 25th video where I showed all my products that I have purchased from the pre-order. So Beautifully Celebrated Bundle is the one that the dies Beautifully Celebrated has these amazing layering sort of ornate oval dies. So I think you need these dies no matter what. And then Beautifully Celebrated stamp set has leaves, like tall foliage images, foliage leaves, like filler flower type leaves, almost like carnations or whatever, not carnations. I don't know what this, baby's breath, like baby's breath. I'm getting mixed up. There is one single image here that is a stem with 3 leaves that are, these are pretty much all outline images, color in. These 3 leaves do have a die. These other ones, well, and this small one does, I'm sorry. The small baby's breath and the 3 leaves have a die. These 2 large ones do not, which I think is important to know because I keep thinking they do every time I sample. I'm like, let me stamp that and cut it out. And I'm like, oh, no die. There's not a die for those for some reason. But anyway, you do have a die for smaller 3 leaves, those small babies. But you have this awesome corner die, which I am using on a card today. So you get to see that. It's one die that cuts out 2 corners. They're very ornate with little keyholes in them and stuff. And it's like, I think, old-fashioned scrapbooking corners for your photos. They are not tiny, though. They're 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So they're not tiny little corners. There's a standalone baby's breath type die, a standalone single leaf that cuts out all the holes between the veins, and then all those labels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 labels. The smallest one is 2 inches tall, about less than 1 3/4, and the biggest is almost 4 inches by 5 inches. So, amazing. Okay, and then the designer paper, again, I showed all the details on that previous video. I can't remember if I think I do need these. I need these guys. Anyway, I showed the designer paper on that previous video. It is called Lovely and Beautiful. Lovely and Beautiful. Things out of my way here. And so I'm not going to do the whole flip through right now where I show every single paper, but it is gorgeous paper. It's specialty. It's got a gold foil. Here so you can see gold foil and just so many florals. Again, it's called Lovely and Beautiful. So many floral images. Some that are really, really large. really big flowers, and then others, like all different sizes and color schemes, pinks, purples, petal pink, coral, olive, I think peach, white, yellow, and this one's just white with gold flowers and leaves all over it, all different kinds. You could color those, I'm sure. This is one of my favorite patterns from this paper. Gold. Anyway, so check out that other video to get that full description of that paper. And that one, I believe this one is in the mini catalog as well. I don't remember the location of all the stuff in this new book yet. This mini catalog just started January 6th. Again, there are a lot of stamps that went unorderable real quick. Lovely and beautiful on page 23. Samples. 24 shows the products. There's even some like vellum sheets here of ephemera embellishments, which I am not using those today. And a ribbon that I am using, number 7, the white with gold 3/8" ribbon. So anyway, check it out in that catalog. All right, card number 3. Card number 3. This one uses. Thank you, Dana. Dana. She said card number 2 is adorable. Thank you. Boom. Okay, basic white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, fold it in half. And this one will be landscape. All the other cards today, portrait, yep, but this is our landscape card. And this one is very simple. It's very simple. So we have a layer of the designer paper. It's a white background with very large flowers on it in pretty in pink, I believe, or petal pink, I should say. Petal pink, fresh freesia, old olive, but it's a light olive on these leaves, and then a yellow center, which is darling duckling, and then the gold foil. I thought that was duckling, but I couldn't remember for sure. Okay, so there's that. I did forget to cut myself. The next layer behind that should be old olive. You can tell when I cut my own packets. I always forget. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. 5 3/8, 4 1/8. Old olive. Also, all the measurements will be emailed out tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central. Okay, so there's that. And then we will pre-die it for you 2 of those labels from the dies. The front one is basic white, and again, I'll put the measurement in that email tomorrow. And then the next layer behind it is fresh freesia. And then to go across the center of this card is a strip of petal pink that has been embossed with the beautiful pattern embossing folder. Beautiful pattern. That's one that is currently available for sure in the online store. I think it's not pictured in a catalog, but I could be wrong. But it's called Beautiful Pattern, and it's a 6, like a 4 by 6 type folder. In your packet, you actually have a full piece of gold foil to go behind this pink, but I cut myself little strips instead. So I'll put that together later, but you'll just have a full strip and you'll just glue the pink to the gold. But we're going to edge that petal pink with gold foil. And then you have this ribbon again that I just said the name of. It's like a silly name. Gold with white, or white with gold ribbon. And then these are the Sparkle Dot Essentials. You get one of each size in fresh freesia, so large, medium, small, and they are all glittery on the side. Okay, the stamping is very simple on this card. This is a very simple card. Let me grab a scratch paper here. And I'm using yours. Thank you for recycling. I'm going to grab olive ink and fresh freesia. We're going to stamp the foliage image, the large one, which is this here. So it's a stem with several leaves. They're kind of long. Long leaves, and then they have one line down the middle. So you definitely could color these in, but we're not going to. I'm going to ink it up in old olive, but it will be too dark if you don't stamp off. So then stamp it off on a piece of scratch paper, and then stamp it over here to the left on this white label. And it kind of curves toward the right, so that'll be perfect there. And then the reading is from Fabulous Sayings, which is the product of the month. This part is going to say, "You're on my mind" in fresh freesia. So that will go on the bottom of this label. The label's in the rectangle, landscape format. This will go down to the bottom of this label. In fresh freesia, "You're on my mind." So if that old olive is dark, "You're on my mind" will not show up well. Make sure you stamp that off. That's all the stamping we have to do. We're going to put it together. It's a simple card. So we will add the adhesive to or we'll attach the white label to the freesia label. For my petal pink piece here that goes down the center, you won't have to do this on yours, but I'm adding adhesive to the top and bottom. I have these skinny little 1/4 inch strips of gold foil, and I'm going to attach them to either side, top and bottom. And the way I'm doing it, I can control better the distance, so I can make them pretty much even on each side. Before I attach that, let me attach my designer paper to the old olive and that to my card base. Then the strip here goes across the middle. That pretty and pink on there is so pretty. Okay, and then dimensionals on my greeting. Thank you. Rhonda said thank you would be a nice option as well. This card, yes, could be a great thank you card. Forgot, what does it say? Oh, you've been on my mind. Yeah. You've been on my mind is a great greeting for someone you just literally haven't seen in a while, or someone who's going through something. Like, I think that it's a pretty versatile greeting as well, rather than only thinking like it has to be like sympathy or whatever. Where's the stamp set? There we go. Oh yeah, it does have thank you. Okay, Rhonda, I'll mount thank you for the class. If I don't do it right now, I'll forget. Those will be the two options for class. Thank you or you're on my mind, because Rhonda won't be there Saturday. I'm going to do it, girl. Put a block real quick. If, usually my clear blocks have crap written all over them from previous class. Thank you. It would just be over here on the side. Yeah, then you could do that darker too. But who knows what you want to do. I need to label this real quick. Ask and I'll say maybe. Okay, there's that. Then we're going to finish it off with the I'm going to make a bow. Nervous about losing them. Just one of each dot of the fresh freesia dots. Large, medium, and small. I'm putting them up in the top right hand corner where the white is. What's that plastic? No, Brady's trying to come over here. No, get back. Don't want to deal with her right now. Okay, I'm going to make a bunny ears bow out of my ribbon. It's this gold, white, and it's like knitted or something. I don't know the right terms, but it's not like a satiny or seam binding bow out of it. 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between, equal tails on either side. You're going to take your right loop, loop in each hand, and nothing, the ribbon is completely flat. If you let it go, it's completely flat. Be twisted and turned. You're going to take that right loop, right bunny ear, and cross it over the left one in the front. Push that right one down into the rabbit hole and pull. See how it's still completely flat? That just helps your bow a little nicer. If you have a better way of tying bows or a different way that you prefer, go for that. That's just how I do. And fix it, of course. Get your loops even and pretty and whatever. And then probably should trim those a little bit later. And I'll just attach that to my, yes, bottom left over here. And then is that card. Very simple. And very pretty with all the gold. Of course, Rhonda, if I can do it and it's not trouble, you know me. If it's trouble, I'm like, yeah. I like the bow better today. This one's better. No, fix it. I don't know what. I was having a rush when I'm making stuff. Okay, last but not least, card number 4. Card number 4. This one, I don't think I have a greeting option for the size of it, but we'll see. Card number 4. The stuff going on in this one. This is a Calypso Coral card base, 5.5 by 8.5. Cut it in half. Sorry with it. This will be portrait up and down. Our next layer is embossed with this awesome new embossing folder called Layering Stripes. Layering Stripes. I think it's going to end up being really popular. A note is the measurements I put for this one on the PDF recipe card. Height-wise, I added 1/8 of an inch to what it looks like right now because it tends to shrink the paper this direction where with the stripes. However, sometimes we cut the paper 1/8 of an inch bigger and it doesn't shrink it as much, but it never fails if we are like, oh, it didn't shrink last time, let me cut it regular size, then it shrinks it and it looks weird. So this one was cut 1/8 of an inch bigger, it shrunk down, and now it looks fine, right? So FYI, when I use this folder now, I told Scott, I'm like, we're just going to cut this one 1/8 of an inch taller anytime you see this folder. Width is 4 inches. That did not change, just the height. Okay, so we have that. It's super cute. It's a really elegant looking folder, these lovely stripes. Okay, then next is Old Olive Layer, and that is just a matte for this gorgeous designer paper. It's another one from the pack that has really, really large flowers on it, petal pink, but it also has accents of coral, fresh freesia, darling duckling, and the gold foil, and of course the old olive leaves. The back is a petal pink with white flowers on it. So that goes on that old olive piece there. You're going to have pre-cut for you a vellum, our new vellum specialty paper, one of those labels from the bundle. It's actually the same size label as the white here. Remember if it was, but it is. That's just going to be like a layer to go. That'll go actually portrait up and down on the card as well. 2 scraps here. Yours will be a little nicer looking than mine. I just grabbed random paper for myself. Fresh freesia and old olive. We're going to die cut all 3 of these things for you. 4 things, but 3 dies. The 2 corners here in Calypso Coral, that's that ornate keyholes, like photo corner die. The sort of baby's breath sprig out of gold foil, and this white label, which I believe is from another set of dies, right? Not these. I can't remember. Yeah, it's from the Lovely Arrangements dies. And I love this. It's like a oval, like a bigger word window. It's a long, what's the word I'm trying to say? Elongated words. Anyway, okay. Oh, and you also have this gold striped ribbon, which has been not orderable for a long time. It's coming back. It's just out of stock. Again, if something's out of stock and you want it, go into the store and sign up for the email notifications. But I happen to have a lot of it on it. So it's like I can use it. I got it right here. So okay, for this one I need old olive and fresh freesia and Calypso Coral ink. And then first I'll do my words. This card, the greeting is from the bundle. Grab it. Simply the best. Simply the best. And so we're going to stamp that on this label here. In coral. Let's see where I've re-inked my pad recently. Yeah. So I only ink the center portion of my ink pads when I ink them up. FYI. And I don't ever blend in the ink. I just like stamps around on it like that a couple of times and it seems to be fine. But anyway, just saying, you don't need to ink the edges. Do you ever go to the edges to stamp? Probably not. Just ink up the middle. Tap, 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 simply the best. It's very skinny, so don't be pressing hard when you ink that or when you stamp that on your paper. Okay, and these 2 are to stamp and die cut out on. We're going to do the 3-leaf image and old olive for the leaves. So no coloring needed how I'm doing it. Fresh freesia, baby's breath. Ta-da! And then we'll die cut those out. I think I'm just going to run them over to the machine instead of bringing the machine over here again. I've shown it twice, so that this will just save a couple seconds of time. But I will align these on the machine like that and I cut them out. This one has an alignment hole, not to poke your paper out, but it's to put that little tip of that stem, line up with that when you die cut it out on that baby's breath. Okay. Get my extra right and get over here so my voice probably went lower. Oh my goodness. I tried to bring my glasses down and it brought all my hair in my face. Okay. So there's those. I cut out. Now let's put this one together. I do with small images like those parts and lips. I use the edges. The edges of what? I know it makes sense. I just can't think straight. We're up with the dies. You use the oh, of dimensionals? Don't you mean? No, do was small. It was like a pro time bows. Haha. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. So Rhonda, 100%, I do too. Um, she said she does use the edges of her stamp pads. 100%, I do too. I'm going to attach this. I'm the olive and then the embossed white to the card base. Yeah, it was sort of a being funny because like when I'm in my classes, every, everybody, quote unquote, 'cause, there's exceptions, always goes straight to the middle of the ink pad. And I'm like, there's more, like you can physically see there's more ink on the edges. Go around there, you gather up a lot more ink. But but yeah, it's habit, and I do it too. It's habit to naturally go to the center. But yes, I use the edges for small images, or just depending on what it is, I use it a lot. Okay, I'm going to pop up, I think, I'm checking my sample. Yes, I'm going to pop up this old olive piece with dimensional. Where did I put them? Yeah, but that's a tip, y'all. Just like Rhonda said, if you don't use like ink from the edges of your ink pads, definitely start with small stamped images. And I can't think of the right word, but like if they're long and skinny and like they sort of fit that. Like I think I did it on camera without even thinking about it now, but with simply the best because it's long and skinny. So I'll do the edge, but then like a big leaf, I'm gonna do right in the middle. So, yeah, it's a good stamping tip. It'll help your ink go further, and a lot of times the ink is a lot darker at the edges because we're not picking it up all the time. Okay, so dimensionals on that piece, right in the center. Then I'll go ahead and put these corners on. You may need to poke out a couple of little pieces. I don't remember how far that got for y'all. Honestly, he did all the die cutting, but you might need to poke out a piece or two here or there because he may have put them on dryer sheets. I honestly don't know. Anyway, whatever. So I'm not just going to drag this adhesive all the way across because of all those little keyholes, these corner pieces. If I was going to cover up part of it, that would be different. We're not. You could also, of course, use your liquid glue or whatever other adhesive you like. But I'm putting a corner in the bottom right and top left here. These are Calypso Coral. So they're a nice, those keyholes come out. They're a nice dark color to stand out on this designer paper. And I am doing it to the designer paper corner, not to the old olive corner. Okay, so there's that. Okay, then I'm going to build up, well, actually, I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to build up my little bouquet, whatever, florals here on the top back of. So I put some adhesive there. Also, so basically how I put this together is olive in the back, freesia to the right of that, gold in the middle. And then it's just like, how do you want to arrange it? And all that sticking up from the back right of Simply the Best. If it hangs off the bottom, you can just trim that off, so don't stress about that part. Something like that. And my green one is not sticking too well, so I'll add a little more adhesive. Pressing it in. Good. Either way, do what you need to make it stick. Right. And then I'm going to trim off the bottom of that gold one because I don't want that hanging off at the bottom. This whole thing is going to go on dimensionals onto my vellum. So grab some dimensionals. Definitely going to secure down. Glue those flowers on. A little more than normal just because it's a weird shape. And just a quick reminder, this is card class. You can get it free with an online order, the packet. You can come take it in person Saturday, or you can just purchase the packet for to go also. Okay, so this reading will go right across the middle of that vellum. And all the other dimensionals will stick wherever. And then I do want this, how did I do this actually? Yeah, I do want this on my card on dimensionals too, because it's vellum. I want it a little further away from the designer paper so that you can see it better. But of course, you don't want your dimensionals to show, so they just need to go anywhere on the back of here that is behind cardstock on the front. So I cannot put any dimensionals at the bottom. That just is what it is. They are only behind the colored, or I mean, it can be white, but only behind the cardstock, if that makes sense. You can put them down here, but you're going to see a big weird blob on your card. Okay, and then that goes right in the center. And then we do our bow, and that will the bow tie it all together over here on the bottom right of the greeting. Again, if or whatever you want. Also, someone said I like whatever about me being professional bow tire. That's just from years of practice, by the way. I'm not naturally crafty. Like for reals, that did not come to me naturally. None of the crafting. I'll tell from how I stand. But anyway, it's just repetition. You know, like if you're trying to learn something and you practice it over and over for a test or whatever, like kind of same deal here. Not to go the other way. Just repetition for me. Okay, put this bow here, and that will be it for that card. Bottom left of Simply the Best. Why it looks different than this one, but there is that card, number 4. I like the corner. Yes, Julie, it's really cool. I think it's a really cool die. They show samples of it in the catalog of it on a scrapbook page, and it looks really nice. I think it's in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yes, right here. See, when they do 4 on the corners of that scrapbook page, that's the die. That's what it cuts out. Ooh, there's even little gold corners in that ephemera pack. Little gold photo corners, smaller ones. So, super cute. Okay, so 4 cards, 1 class. You can sign up. You can get it free with an order. You can do whatever you want. This one has 2 versions of the designer paper you can choose on the back side. Or you can just make your own cards from watching this video and get your own supplies and all the stuff. So if y'all, yes, Lori, I agree. She says, I like this ESP. Definitely. It's so pretty. Even just getting that designer paper by itself without the suite that's associated with would be a good idea because it's just really pretty paper. Awesome, Julie. Yeah, I was looking for in the book. Sometimes I'll do that. I'm like, how do you use this? So I'll be like investigating it to see how in the heck did you even use that die. Sometimes they don't post the stuff, right? They don't put pictures, but They did on that one, so thank goodness. Um, awesome. Well, thank y'all very much for being here. Thanks for watching. As you leave, give it a like, a thumbs up, a heart, whatever you like. Um, next Thursday, next weekend, I'm leaving for the Saturday. So next Thursday is iffy, but I'm still planning to do a live. It's just iffy if I get too busy next week. We have prepared a lot of stuff for the cruise. But there's still a lot to do, so I might be live next Thursday. I definitely won't be live the following Thursday because I'll be on the crafting cruise in the Caribbean. So, um, but I'm hoping to be live next Thursday. And thanks, Stampin' Sharky. Thank you for fun live. The bear cards are darling. Thank you, Lori. I think number 2 is my favorite. Really, that kissing boots is so cute. Thank you very much. Anyway, if y'all have any other questions about any of my stuff, let me know. And otherwise, I will see you whenever our next thing is. And I hope you have a great week and day and all the stuff. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye.